Well, this place has certainly changed, hasn't it? 2nd of November, Forensics Laboratories. A lot more dolls going on. This place really is creepy, isn't it? Well, being a dead room, it's probably full of the spirits of the dissected. But actually, there's a rather pleasing scent of roses in the air. Well, being a dead room, the coroner probably needs a bold scent like that to mask the odor of death. Oh, lovely. Iris, do you think we could change the subject? Just a tad. Shink, shink, shink. Shink. What was that? There's a lot of shinking going on. Dr. Gory? What? That noise before. I was sharpening my tools. I'd be dead meat if I didn't keep a perfectly keen edge on them. Right. When following the collagen fibers in the dermis, an expertly sharpened scalpel cuts like cheese. Alright, would you like a demonstration? Oh, yes, please, I'd love to see. No. Then I think you'll do nicely. Huh? No, I wouldn't do nicely at all. I mean, maybe some other time. You know, when I'm dead. Tch. Was that a tut? Well, we came here to ask questions, so... Well, first and foremost, I want to have a look at the thing behind her. Like, this whole change here. This looks different to before. Of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Miss Gory is a young maiden. She has all sorts of charming little dolls and the like around her place of work, look. Oh yes, you're right. Perhaps she's not so strange after all. They're how I practice. Sorry? Mama always says that operations and dissections require speed and accuracy. So I take out my needle and thread and stitch 3 new dolls every day. Ah, right. I used to make livers or kidneys or intestines, but Mama told me to make something more friendly instead. Bloody hell. That's quite different to what I had imagined. Yeah! I like how, like, there's occasionally, like, a normal one, like a kitty, and another kitty down here. There's, like, a weird patchwork doll type thing. It's just like, okay, converse anyway. Actually, oh no, that's what I wanted to talk about, the time of death. I was gonna show the autopsy report, but starts with that. I'm gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it because that's the thing I want to pursue straight away. Dr. Gory, we actually came here to ask you about this. He was very good. Good? Sorry? His skin didn't snag my blade once, and very little mess. His joints dislocated easily, and his muscle tissue was a pleasure to work with. We can skip those details. But there is one thing about the report that's caught my attention. You don't seem to have recorded the time of death. Well? Hello. That's not my fault. Oh, that made me jump. Then please, tell us what happened. Time of death changed to time of death, okay. So, why doesn't this autopsy report include the victim's time of death then? It's really the most crucial detail. Oh, back on. I was told not to write it. What? By whom? Aha! Male Strongheart, the Lord Chief Justice. He came here. Lord Strongheart came? He said that from the witness statements about the gunshot and the other evidence, it was obvious. The man clearly died at 5 p.m. on the 1st of November, when the gunshot was heard. But that's not the time of death you wrote on the report. You didn't write anything. Was there some reason why you didn't include it? Dr. Corey, if you're hiding something under Lord Strongheart's instructions, then sooner or later you're going to go the same way as your mother. Harsh but true. Give it here then. What's she scribbling so furiously? The time of death! There. Updated autopsy report. You've written... What? What's she written? Tell us! Indeterminate. Ow! But... The details of the autopsy report have been updated in the court record. Damn. Indeterminate, okay. What do you mean by that? Why was the time of death indeterminate? When the specimen was brought in, it was still fresh, so the time of death could easily have coincided with when the gunshot was heard. But there was one small discrepancy. What discrepancy? There was some fried fish in the pocket of the specimen's overcoat. And that fish had started to rot. What? If the victim liked fried fish, he presumably liked to eat it before it went off. Well, yes. What are you really trying to say? It's possible that someone tried to manipulate the apparent time of death. Manipulate the... Is that even possible to do? Theoretically, if you were to chill the body in ice, you could delay the onset of putrefaction. And if the overcoat wasn't on the body at the time, then only the fish would have started to rot. With today's science, it's not yet possible to determine if the body was chilled or not. But today's science is advanced enough to let you freeze a corpse, it seems. But surely, to chill a corpse like that would require an enormous electrical refrigerator. And I don't imagine many households in London are equipped with such a device. What do you know? No, definitely not. But maybe in a factory, or some other special places. There we go. I don't recall seeing any factories or such like on Fresno Street, though. I wonder, if the inspector's body had been chilled somehow, what might the actual time of death have been? I couldn't say for sure. But at the most, it might have been a day earlier. No. In other words, it would corroborate your previous deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. That Inspector Gregson was killed a day before his body was discovered at a different location. Did you inform Lord Strongheart of that possibility? He simply said that there were no electrical refrigerators of that size in the vicinity. Well, he would say that, wouldn't he? Clearly. Oh yes, one other thing. It's something the governor of Berkeley Prison told us. Said that your mother, Dr. Scythe, was responsible for confirming the death of the professor after his execution. The professor. Apparently, you always enjoyed listening to your mother's stories about her work, so... We were wondering if you might know something about what happened 10 years ago. That's not all Mama did. Sorry? My mama. Carried out the autopsy of Clint Van Zykes as well. Oh, what? Really? The brother of Lord Van Zykes, the professor's final victim. The idea of carrying out an autopsy on a member of the aristocracy was completely unthinkable back then. But the detective in charge of the investigation insisted, and it was miraculously authorized. That detective being Inspector Gregson, of course. Quite an accomplishment for one man. That autopsy provided the vital clue needed to arrest the killer. And Mama was there for the historic event. What does all this mean? You know, That amazing autopsy happened right here in this very room. The Professor and Clint Van Zykes. They both spent their final moments before their burial on that dissection table there. So this lab, Mama's lab, was instrumental in some of the country's most important events. She really is proud of her mother. Yeah, I like it though. It's a bit grim, but still like it. Wonder if you'd tell us more about exactly what happened back then, Dr. Gorey. Can I get more? Yes, confirmation of death? The Professor's execution was Mama's first big case. She had to be in attendance at Berkeley Prison's execution chamber and sign the certificate to confirm the convict's death. Mama is the best coroner in the world, you know. I was so proud of her. But the execution didn't actually take place. No, and worse still, Mama actually helped with the jailbreak. I didn't want to know. Oh dear. You found out recently, you mean? I believed in her, in Mama, but now I wonder if I'm starting down the same path as her. You mean because you omitted the time of death on this autopsy report? But that's because Lord Strongheart forbade you from including it. Just like Mama. I'm sure she was coerced by somebody too. Same guy. Yes, that was my feeling as well. There's no doubt that there were powerful forces to play 10 years ago. The execution couldn't have been staged without a lot of people at the prison knowing about it. Obviously, the prison governor must have been in on it as well. The big man with the little handcuffs, according to what he told us. He was tricked by the chief warder, as he knew nothing about it.
Well, he would say that, wouldn't he?
Of course he said that. I'd say the same thing.
Just who was behind that jailbreak all those years ago? Clint's autopsy? You mentioned the autopsy of Clint Van Zykes.
It was at a time when carrying out autopsies of murder victims was very unusual. It's still not a practice that's observed in our country even now. It turned out that he was the Professor's final victim. And when the autopsy was performed, Mama was present, although only as the secondary assistant. The person leading the procedure was called Dr. John H. Wilson.
Oh!
That's right, my daddy. And there was one other person present, the primary assistant. He was a visiting student from the Far East.
Wait, a visiting student? It must have been my father, Eugene Mikotoba. I had no idea Professor Mikotoba had been involved in something so important.
But the outcome of that historic autopsy was the discovery of a vital piece of evidence that led to the capture of the Professor.
So that's how they came to identify Genshin Asogi as the infamous mass murderer. Do you happen to know anything about that piece of evidence? Can you tell us any more? Is that a yes or a no?
Would you like to see the records for yourself?
What? Would that be alright?
What's the point of keeping records if people can't look at them? They're filed under V at the very back of those cupboards, with the other records from the last decade.
Thank you. Let's see, Van Zykes. That's strange. It's gone, isn't it?
What, Mr. Naruhodo?
They aren't here. There's nothing under Van Zykes. Where's Ed?
There must be.
Perhaps somebody took them away? Check under Zed. I mean, I don't think there will be anything, but that would be my logic at this point.
No one's allowed to take documents related to the Professor case out of this room. But you're right.
They're gone. Well, when was the last time somebody looked at them? Do you remember? It was... Oh yes, I remember now. It was 2 years ago. A consulting detective came one day saying that he'd like to see the records. What did Shlom's do? Why? No, you don't mean. Herlock Shlom's was his name. Deep down, I knew that was coming. Do you think he stole the records? Yeah, clearly. Why? Oh no, surely not. Iris, that can't be right, can it? Oh. Iris? Oh. Bruno? I hope you don't mind, but... What is it, Iris? She wants to go back home or something, I imagine. I just remembered something very important I have to do. I'm going to have to leave you now. Oh, this is very sudden, Iris. Well, we'll come with you then. Oh, no, there's no need. You and Bruno can take your time here. Bye for now then. Good luck. Uh-huh. Wait a minute, little girl. Me? I remember now. You've been here before, haven't you? Have you, Iris? Yes, 2 years ago, when the detective came. You were with him, weren't you? You were a living specimen then, too. That's the way it usually works, yes. Was I? I really don't remember. Anyway, sorry, but I must dash. Wait, Iris? I'll brew up a pot for you when you get home. What's the matter with her? She's behaving really strangely all of a sudden. Well, in that case, we won't keep you any longer either. Just, where is this going? Where is this going? It's been quite a while since I had any visitors. This was really fun. But next time you come, I'd prefer it if you were ready for dissection. I can't make any promises. Sorry. It's a bit strange that the records of Clint Van Zyke's autopsy have disappeared. But I think we've asked all we came to ask now. Okay, so where do we want to go? Let's see what she says again. Verifying is each other, say that out loud. Right, that seems to be the place we're going. Ooh, there's a box there. 2nd of November, room on Fresno Street. Box is the only thing different. The police are still busily investigating in here then. But Gina's nowhere to be seen. Where is she? Yes, it has been blissfully quiet, hasn't it? Perhaps she's out investigating on her own, practicing what her boss taught her. Well, I expect she'll be back before too long. Shall we wait? Actually... She's straight on the trunk. There's something different about this room since the last time we were here, isn't there? We could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly. Or the chest? Not sure what they're gonna go with. This little trunk wasn't here before, was it? Oh, it appears to be made of metal. It must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs. There are some initials on the outside, look. TG. TWIT Gamer? Weird. Let's ask one of the policemen if they know how it came to be here. Oi! What do you think you're doing? That's my trunk, that is. Hands off. Gina? Where were you hiding? I don't know, you leave something unattended for a few seconds, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got his greedy eyes on it. Just a wild guess, Gina, but, what? Spit it out, Odo. Is it fair to say that you've only owned that trunk since this morning's trial? It's got a cut on the side of it, look. What are you trying to say? Come on, this trunk goes with me everywhere. Always has. Where have you been the last year? Trying not to incur your wrath, mainly. Alright, let's converse then. The trunk's gone. Your boss. You should hear them talking at the yard now. And they should be ashamed of themselves. They're saying that it was the boss who killed all them bludgers. Ah, you mean the whole Reaper thing? Yeah. Apparently, the boss was investigating stuff that no one else at the yard knew nothing about. Stuff to do with all them criminals who got off scot-free. Yes, the ones prosecuted by Lord Van Zykes, who used bribery and corruption to evade conviction. Well then, obviously, it was that blooming Reaper giving the orders, weren't it? But why would people be suspecting Inspector Gregson of being involved in the killings? There was a notebook in his office. Oh no, this doesn't sound good. It had details about all the crimes that have been pegged as the Reaper's work. What? No. Did you see it, Gina? Did you see that notebook? It would be helpful. They wouldn't flaming let me, because I'm just an apprentice, apparently. It was me who found it, and he was me boss. That's right. It would have been so helpful to have that. I was pretty miffed about it, so I sneaked a peek at what it said anyway. Oh. That's odd, Gina. What did it say? What did it say? So, you managed to see what's written in Gregson's secret notebook anyway, did you? Wait, I see it. It's my right to read what he wrote. And what had he written, Gina? Dates, times, places, names, and a whole long list of them. All details about the bludgers supposed to have been done in by the Reaper. But there could be an explanation for that. Perhaps it was a record of the inspector's investigations into the Reaper's activities. Exactly. That's what I said. That's the first thing you'd think, right? And as it happens, it's full of names I'd recognise anyway. Well, the Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known leaders of London's criminal underworld. Oh yeah, but there was one name right at the end that was a bit odd. At the end of the list, you mean? I'm pretty sure the date against it was 31st of October. Oh, the day before the inspector was found dead. So, what was the odd name? It weren't like a name I've ever seen before. It was something like, Nah, it's no good. I can't remember it. I don't think it was an English name, put it that way. Oh dear. What a pity. There was something else too. I don't know if it matters, but same name kept coming up over and over. Shin, it was. Yeah, thought so. Don't suppose it means anything, but it means quite a bit, Gina. Well done. Did you say Shin? Eh? What? It does mean something? Yeah, Lord Van Zykes knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. And now we find out her name appeared in Gregson's secret notebook. Your investigations. We haven't seen you for a little while, have we, Gina?
Well, of course not. I've been busy, ain't I? Investigating all that. The lads at the yard are trying to trace the boss's movements the day before it happened.
The day before? That'd be the undercover investigation into the Red-Headed League, then.
Only the boss didn't go, did he? You found some cove what was pretending to be him, didn't you, Odo?
Yes, we did. Yes, it was Mr. Vigil who actually went to the park on Lime Street that day, posing as Gregson.
Well, anyway, you ain't the only one turning stuff up. I got my own ways of getting results.
There's Toby.
When me and my partner here get together, there's nothing we can't track down. Oh, little Toby. He's such a faithful friend.
So, have you tracked anything down then?
What do you think, eh? Of course we have. Can't tell you though. Police business, innit? Anyway, the point is, if you lot ever need any help, you know who to turn to, right? Me and the hellhound here.
Right. Because he looks oh so hellish, honest.
He looks positively devilish. The hellhound.
Gina, about your hellhound there.
Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's the pride of the force, he is.
In Japanese, police dog means something quite different. Not altogether nice to those involved in crime. But here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems. For a canine, at least.
It should be. After all, in the great exhibition case the other day, it was Toby here who managed to locate Drebber's workshop. Maybe it's time for another demonstration of what this super dog can do, eh?
Do we have something the Chief Inspector could catch the scent of? I wonder.
I mean the notebook.
Notebook? No, the identification is what I mean.
It's like, I've got the notebook on my brain now because of the Sheen stuff, so yeah, that should do it. Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. Look at him there being busy. He's a good doggy. He might be a little too keen, don't you think? What the hell? The Chief Inspector made short work of Gina there.
Ah, look where he's gone to. Oh my, that trunk clearly still has a very strong scent. Of Inspector Gregson.
In other words, it must have belonged to him. Oh, alright, it's a fair cop, I suppose. And you nearly got away with it, too.
You always talk so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose and what it can achieve. Did it not cross your mind that he might identify something that was right next to us?
Yeah, that was a bit of a bloomer, weren't it? That's enough now then, Gina. Eh? I think it's time you told us the truth about that trunk. The metal trunk. It weren't like that. It just weren't.
What are you talking about?
I know what's going through that head of yours, but that ain't what happened.
Alright then. What did happen?
Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby here have a whiff of the boss's overcoat. And as soon as I'd done that, he went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich.
To a sandwich? No, the sandwich. The guy called Sandwich. Not to a bag of chips. Mr. Naruhodo, I believe Gina means the witness.
Yeah, him. Oh, I forgot about that sandwich. Yeah, he had it hidden between them wooden boards is the boss's trunk.
You mean when they heard the sound like a gunshot and all piled in here?
He nicked it, he did. Exactly, he nabbed it from the scene.
Goodness. Me and the Chief Inspector gave that sandwich a good grilling, and you know what he said? I thought it might fetch a good price, and the chap wouldn't be needing it anymore, so... But that's all I did, nothing more, nothing less. Would you Adam and Eve the cheek of it, eh? Stealing the dead boss's stuff to flog. So Miss Venus wasn't the only one to meddle with the scene of the crime, then. How could they? So anyway, that's how it happened. It's a pretty decent trunk, so I figured I might as well make use of it. Is there something wrong with that? Eh? Well, no. Maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should try to find the answer to that question together. I think perhaps the trunk should be turned over to the police, don't you? What are you on about? I am the police. Gina, if you wouldn't mind, would we maybe examine it? Yeah, alright then. Do what you want with it. Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of our examination of the evidence. Gregson's trunk has been entered into the court record. Sure indeed. What's the matter with Toby? Why is he acting so aggressively towards me all of a sudden? Mr. Narahoda, be careful. It must be the trunk. Oh, bloody hell. He's out for blood. He is the hellhound. Toby, oi, what are you doing? You're gonna lick his face off. Licking his face off, okay. Mr. Narahoda. Mr. Narahoda. Gina, quickly, hail a carriage. Have we died?